Hello animation lovers of the internet. My name is Vivian Medrano, also known as VivziePop, I guess. And I am here to tell you guys about my newly constructed Patreon page. For those of you who don't know, Patreon is a platform where you can pledge monetary support to creators so they can continue creating whatever it is you want to see. Why do I have a Patreon page? It's pretty simple. Animation is a really expensive pastime. And for me, I'm somebody who wants to continue creating independent projects without having to rely on a studio or a green light. Having a monthly budget makes that possible. The more money I have, the more I can pay people, the more I can work with professionals and actually get things done and get bigger projects off the ground, which is what my goal is. With the funds I gain from Patreon, I'm able to hire producers, buy equipment, and also hire other animators and other artists and composers and composition artists and voice actors, which especially when you're dealing with professional people or people in any kind of union, it definitely gets up there in the price range. So to make really high quality content that's original, it helps to have more funds actually coming in for that. It makes the projects all the more high quality. As a lot of you guys know, I do a lot of song animations or but a lot of you are probably going, yeah, but when are you gonna make a friggin' cartoon already? And to that I say, I am working on that. Right now I actually have 2 animated series that are being developed as pilots, and donating to Patreon will make it all the more possible. One is for Timber, and the other is for Has Been Hotel. And you guys might have seen those characters floating around. Timber was my thesis film, and I have developed it into its own world and series. And Has Been is something I've had for a while. It deals with demons, and it would be a much more adult comedic show, which gets me really excited. A lot of people on this channel probably don't know how much I love adult animation, but I do. And I'm also developing a lot of bigger, more ambitious short films. I already have a few people set to do voices who are unbelievably talented. Some of the people that I have contacted and are interested in doing voice work are absolutely phenomenal Broadway performers, and that gets me insanely excited as a musical fanatic. The longer a short film is, and the more high profile the voice talent or any kind of stuff like that, it makes things a little bit trickier because you have to deal with a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and I obviously want the stories to be as good as they can be. I don't really want to just throw out something simple or something that doesn't have a lot of thought and work put in. So a lot of my original projects, like, they're coming. I could be working on something sooner, but I really want them to be like as good as they can be. I want them to be as like professionally made as I possibly can. So they need a bigger budget and they need a lot more development, and that's why they take so long. That's why in the meantime I like doing these fan animated song films, because I mean, I don't really have to have any prior preparation for them. All I really need is the music, and then I come up with everything and do everything on my own time. But between the bigger projects, while they're being developed, I will continue to do these a lot more pencil tests and a lot more animation exercises and a few of these fan animated songs when I can, but it definitely is something that I'm doing basically in the meantime while I'm developing everything else. Also, as you guys know, animation takes a lot of time. Even these song animations that are really, really short take a lot of time and a lot of energy, and I do get burnout pretty often. So as you guys have probably seen, I also upload a lot of speed draw videos on my channel, which are basically peeks into my process, sped up versions of me working on actual artworks to completion. So it's a really relaxing, fun challenge for me to kind of unwind between all the animation and do these nice illustrations I can feel good about, because I kind of do them in one sitting. I have to come up with so many different ideas for them, and they kind of double as concept art for all my different projects. So that's why you might see characters change and shift and stuff. It's because I use these illustrations basically as a way to feel out the world, develop settings, develop characters and personalities, and just challenge myself compositionally. For those of you guys who are fans of my webcomic Zoophobia, I'm really sorry to say that the comic is currently ended. But don't worry, it's not the end entirely. I'm planning on rebooting the entire comic as soon as I can gain back the energy for it. A lot of patrons have
expressed interest in seeing more of the Zoophobia development as I work on the reboot. So a lot of the art that will be featured for prints and speed draws and lots of content behind the scenes on Patreon will be for Zoophobia's reboot. So if you're really interested in seeing those characters and seeing art of that world and seeing how the reboot might look, then definitely consider pledging.
But I think I've talked and introduced what I do long enough. So now let's talk about what you can actually get if you do pledge to my Patreon.
If you pledge $1 or more, you get to help support me and earn my appreciation and genuine thanks. You also get to see the finished images of all the prints I do for speed draws. So if you've ever wanted to see a clear view of the final product of all these speed draws, that'll be where I'm posting them. If you pledge $5 or more, you gain access to sketch pages and wallpaper versions of the prints that I do, as well as animation GIFs for all the projects that I'm working on that are animated. For $10, you gain access to private live streams, where I'll be working on anything from animation to the print illustrations. And sometimes during the streams, I'll have my mic on so I can do Q&As there. For $20 or more, you gain access to full animation work in progresses, with storyboards and with sound and with all the rough animation that I do, all compiled together. And if I'm not managing out an animation that month, you'll also get at least one character design ref a month. The characters will probably be from various projects, or they'll be voted on by patrons in higher tiers. If you pledge $50 or more, you'll get access to a private Discord call server, where I will do at least one 3-hour call a month, where I'll answer questions or just casually talk. The past few times we've done these, it's been really fun and there's been a ton of laughs. Plus, you'll get to vote in a monthly poll. The poll could be on what character design I'll do, which animatic I'll do, or what pencil test I'll do. For $100 or more, you get to actually request a print illustration that I will turn into a speed draw. It'll be a full illustrated work, so it can have a number of characters or just a few, or it could just be one big splash piece of a certain character you really want to see. The characters would most likely have to be from my original works, since I would have to turn them into prints or speed draws, so fan art gets a little bit tricky. But it could be discussed if it's something the patron really wanted. But I think I'm going to keep it mostly stuff involving my original concept. But there's a lot of freedom there. And what's nice is even if I don't get to the print that month, once you pay that tier, it'll happen no matter what. Also, if I do any kind of secret development work on bigger projects, you guys will get to see it in this tier. And the last tier is a bonus tier, so it's limited to only 4 spots a month. It's $500. Basically, what you get is everything else that's already been described, but as an addition, you'll get a full color commission from me, and it'll be recorded and turned into a speed draw video that will be then featured on my actual YouTube channel. I know it's a lot of money, but I figured it would be something that people might be interested in. So if that sounds at all worth it to any of you guys, I'll be happy to take on those spots. Also, if you guys are only really interested in fully done, full finished color films, I do have a separate Patreon page that is update only. So basically you only get charged for every single full finished film that I do. The reason I made this Patreon is that I know that not everybody is able to spend money every single month, and some people only really want to see fully finished films from me. So if you only want to see more films from me, and if you think that my films are worth donating to, then definitely check out that Patreon, where you will only be charged for every single film that I make. And mind you, the films that I make are months and months and months apart, so I just wanted to give you guys the option just in case.
So as you guys can see, I have a ton in the works, and if you do decide to pledge to my Patreon, I'm gonna try as hard as I can to make it worth it and have as many projects lined up and as many projects, as much art as possible out for you guys, because I really want it to be worth it. Whether it be animations or prints or character designs or just updates and Q&As. You're snorty. You're a snorty girl. But I'm honestly really excited for this year. I think that I have a ton of stuff in the works that you guys are gonna be really excited about, or at least I hope so, because I'm excited. The next song animation I'm doing, I actually have the blessing of the artist to do, which makes me really excited because she's one of my favorite singers ever. I'm really hoping to get that one done as soon as I can. So if you guys are interested in seeing the behind the scenes and the development of all these projects, then definitely consider donating to my Patreon. Every single little bit helps, and it honestly it means so much to me. Without the money I've made from Patreon thus far, I would not be in the position I am now, and I can't thank you guys enough. I can't thank you guys enough for watching and subscribing. Like, I can't believe how big my channel has grown, like, in such a short amount of time. You guys like have no idea how much that means to me, because when I graduated school, I've always wanted to join a studio and be a part of those processes, but like I have so many of my original stories and characters and things that I've always wanted to be a director, and I feel like now that's actually a possibility, and it's crazy to me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for supporting, like everybody who's already supported and or will support. Thank you. Like, it means the world to me, and it makes things possible. Like, it makes all of this possible, so thank you. And if you can't donate, like, that's totally fine. There will still be tons and tons of content for you. I'm still gonna be posting everything, and I'm still gonna be doing my best to get things out for everybody, but everybody who supports, I really want it to be special for you guys, because you guys are, you know, the reason I'm in the position I am, and it means so much to me. So thank you so much for watching this, and thank you for supporting my work, and I hope we can all have a nice fresh start in this new year. Just try to make it a good one. Right, Vivzie? Right? Say bye. Say bye. Piece of bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Like and subscribe, because that's something that YouTube says to do now.